It is 3 minutes past 8 p.m. today on the 13th of January, 2023. A warm welcome to UBC News Tonight, live from the Now Avenue. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha with Gulu Mohammed on sign language. In our headlines today, coming up, President Museveni cautions UPE, USA head teachers against charging learners. Stigma still a challenge among Ebola survivors as Uganda is declared pandemic-free. And still to come, Karimajong elders seek audience with President Museveni over insecurity in the region. While in our sports stories, the African Nations Championship CHAN 2022 begins in Algeria today at 10 p.m. A very warm welcome once again to UBC News Tonight. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha, joined by Gulu Mohammed on sign language. In our top stories of the day, President Museveni has strongly appealed to head teachers of universal primary and secondary education schools to stop the practice of charging learners, saying that the act sabotages government's plan of promoting human resource development needed for implementing the socio-economic transformation agenda in the country. Mr. Museveni said this while delivering a lecture of opportunity to head teachers from Central Uganda and regional coordinators at the National Leadership Institute in Chankwanzi. Take a look.
President Museveni was addressing 514 secondary school head teachers from Central Uganda as well as regional and district coordinators for patriotism clubs who were attending a 10-day patriotism and ideological training at the National Leadership Institute in Chankwanzi district. He stressed that society can change through correct education and that relevant education will cause transformation in society.
Somebody can be so miseducated, he's got a PhD in disorientation. Doctor of disorientation. Totally confused.
He was, however, dismayed to learn that the completion rate in UP schools is now at 32%, caused by expulsion of pupils from school because of non-payment, the so-called lunch fees.
Stop these children from... I'm talking about the government schools, not the private ones. Private schools will talk about abagagga. Abana mbatwale yo musomero mugabagagga. Aya gaife. Abana tetwetaga sente, tetwetaga okusaba sente.
President Museveni earlier took the teacher through the principles that lead to the attainment of prosperity, pointing out that for socio-economic transformation to be achieved, a new mindset has to be inculcated in society to create a new person that will move away from subsistence to commercial calculated agriculture.
You must have a new society. You cannot have a peasant producing another peasant.
The Minister of Education and Sports, also First Lady, Mrs. Janet Museveni, pointed out that head teachers as managers of education system in the country play a crucial role in the sector. She said it was extremely necessary to equip them with knowledge, skills and tools that will enable them contribute positively in the development of the nation. She, however, empowered head teachers to become visionaries with a clear purpose to act as role models for their teachers as well as students.
But some of our head teachers that I know and you know, instead take what has been entrusted to them for their schools, for their children, and take it and use it for personal benefit.
Mrs. Museveni warned that the family of such a person will not benefit from illegal gotten resources, adding that a curse will be introduced in such a family.
And when you do that, you will not be blessed. And your family is not going to benefit from that resource, whatever it is. In fact, people who do those things, they introduce a curse in their families.
The commandant of Nile, Brigadier General Charles Magambo, said the institute is on a move to train a mass of knowledgeable and visionary leaders.
Besides this course, there is another one of senior military, police, and prisons officers ongoing. The course commenced on 4th December 2022 and ends 3rd February 2023.
The organizer of the training, who is also the personal assistant to the president on youth affairs, Mrs. Helen Seku, described the training as a shaping of people who will perceive right from wrong.
The teaching and non-teaching staff, including the students, to ensure that they take the right direction in community. With that in mind, sir, it is incumbent that all head teachers of both government and private schools.
She said similar training has already taken place in other regions of Lango, Acholi, and West Nile. Joseph Oko, UBC.
Thank you so much, Joseph Oko. Moving on in more stories, imagine feeling sick and uneasy and you seek medical attention only to be told you have Ebola after persistence of the ailment. This is what survivors of Ebola outbreak, whose transmission has just been declared out of Uganda, experienced in Kasanda and Mwende districts. They say that they still suffer stigma even from their own close relatives. Henry Okurut reports.
They were part of groups of people that witnessed the declaration to the end of Ebola at Mayor's Garden in Mubende municipality. Having suffered the ailment, the memory of how they felt remains fresh. Middle-aged Ismail Kavuma is one of them.
Nzobulwadde bwange gwali musaayi nga guva mu nnyindo ne baseba eno ennyindo emu ne bagita bwe baseba obuzombi ne guyita wansi omusaayi.
It took him 2 weeks to feel easy, a period he says could be equated to over a year. He is all thankful to the professional handling by qualified health professionals.
Babeera nga batukuba empiso 5 ku mukono ne balwanyisa Ebola. Okunywa nga tunywa nnyo batulabirira mu ddwaliro.
Kavuma may be lucky not to feel any after effects of the ailment, but not Christine Nyangoma, a farmer and shop attendant from Madudu sub-county in Mubende district. She never imagined it was Ebola when she started feeling sick.
Samanya oba nabujjawa naye nalabirawo nga ndwadde nenfuna omusujja nengenda mu ddwaliro nesitawona kati nenzijja Mubende. Bwe natuuka e Mubende ne bankebera ne basanga nga nnyina Ebola.
5 months pregnant, Nyangoma lost her baby who died in the womb.
Nawona naye kati nasigaza kale bukosefu. Omugongo gumpisa bubi, amagumba gannuma, n'amaaso ago gagira ne gambalagala.
The 2 conditions have since affected her physical capability, rendering her unable to work.
Nafuna ekizibu ky'okwerabira, kati bambi edduuka nembanga mpulira nga sirisobolera ddala.
All the same, she appreciates the care she received.
Ebola aluma era abantu bakimanyire dda nti Ebola gyali era aluma era beegendereze okutegeera okwetantala Ebola.
Unfortunately, all these survivors have suffered and continue to suffer stigma. From Kalwana sub-county in Kasanda district, they have formed an association to address stigma over Ebola.
If we are survivors and we go treated and we are free, there should be no worry about us, about the disease. We are now free and we are now fine.
These are just a few of the 87 people that were declared free of the ailment as they got discharged. They were lucky not to be among the 55 who succumbed.
We carried out Ebola virus disease mortality surveillance, testing of all dead bodies for Ebola in Kasanda, Mubende, Masaka, Jinja, and Kampala City.
What now remains is joining more efforts in preparing for prevention and management of future epidemics. Henry Okrut, UBC.
I'm the Vice Chair, Kasanda.
Well, we're glad that we have survivors from Ebola, and Uganda has been declared pandemic-free. Moving on from that, Uganda's People's Defense Forces has described as fake social media reports of the army moving in to incorporate UPDF and NRA deserters. Deputy Army spokesperson Kano Deo says desertion is a criminal offence which can only be addressed through the courts of law. Details follow.
When they seek to be recruited to serve in the National Army, they come on their own.
Should I say it's my childhood dream, so I always wanted to serve in the army.
When they successfully join service, they become practically, operationally and legally answerable to the army. This implies that leaving service without going through formal procedures becomes desertion, which is a criminal offense.
Anybody who deserts the army commits a crime. And it's not part of our code of conduct, it's not part of our rules that everybody who deserts will just freely walk into the army back.
This explanation from Deputy Army spokesperson Kano Deo Akiki follows social media reports claiming that army plans to incorporate UPDF and NRA deserters. The social media write-up, dated 12th January 2023, claims that RDCs and DSOs have been instructed to recommend former deserters for re-engagement. This is refuted by Kano Deo Akiki.
We don't know the source of that information. It's not from the army, and I think it is quite misleading.
Akiki further clarifies that there is no such plan.
Anybody who deserts comes to the army through the courts of law to make sure that he's charged for the offense. Desertion is a very, very serious offense in the army, and therefore we cannot be the ones to condone it. So whoever is giving that information, he should revise his notes.
Section 148, subsection 1 of the UPDF Act of 2005 clarifies that a person is subject to military law who absents him or herself without leave. On conviction, such a person is liable to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 4 years. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Now, elders in Napak and Moroto districts want to meet President Yoweri Museveni over security issues in Karamoja sub-region. This comes at a time when insecurity has bounced back in some parts of Karamoja sub-region since December last year, with 6 killed and over 200 head of cattle lost between the 5th and the 10th of January this year. 3rd Division Commander Brigadier General Joseph Balikudembe has issued a stern warning to Karamoja to stop criminals, as this is the major challenge in ending insecurity in the region. Take a look.
Majority of the people living in rural areas of Karamoja sub-region use solar as the main source of energy, mainly for lighting and charging phones. However, many don't know how to operate them. In Natural village in Nadunget sub-county, Moroto district, 33 homes were destroyed by fire after a phone battery tied on a solar panel exploded, resulting into a fire outbreak.
The charging of the battery, the phone battery, and by that time there were strong winds. And the way the fire was so wild, beyond to the point of making any rescue, and it burnt all that were in the houses, the huts. That include foodstuffs, that include the beddings, that include boxes, That includes the IDs and the students, whatever.
Even IDs, we want you people to help us. Bring those people to help us because we don't have like 50,000 right now. Everything, like the businesses which we have, everything is spoiled.
116 something people, household persons displayed. It was so bad. And it burnt everything. If yet in that home, we also had the students who have lost their books, they have lost their uniforms, they have lost their report cards, they have lost all that is about for school.
Nadunget Sub-County LC3 Chairperson Lodomo Apalodo says there is need to sensitize locals on the use of solar energy.
Our imports, we go and sensitize our people how to use batteries and solars so that we avoid this kind of disasters.
Meanwhile, a non-governmental organization, World Hunger Health, has come to their rescue by giving them relief aid worth 19 million shillings.
So good, our people have jubilated for the offer, and we are calling for many of our partners in the region, especially Moroto, to come in and stand with us in this suffering.
The Bishop of Mityana Anglican Diocese, Right Reverend Dr. James Bukomeko, has appealed to government to strengthen preventive measures and SOPs against COVID-19. The appeal comes at a time when there are reports of increasing COVID-19 cases in some parts of China. We have a detailed report on this story.
The government of Uganda, through the Minister of Health, has been commended for its efforts geared towards the fight against COVID-19 spread. The Bishop of Mityana Anglican Diocese, Right Reverend Dr. James Bukomeko, however, appeals to government not to be complacent, urging for continued mobilization of communities to embrace vaccination and compliance with COVID-19 SOPs.
China, and you know, because last time COVID started from there, and what is going on in China is threatening. We need to be very careful. We need to encourage people to go to be vaccinated before it's too late, because the numbers are too high and it seems like it's out of control there.
Bishop Bukomeko was receiving his counterpart from the Diocese of Kofrinua, Eastern region of Ghana, Right Reverend Felix Odei Anani, who is in the country on a visit aimed at strengthening the working relationship between the two dioceses. Bishop Felix Odei visited several developmental projects under Mityana Anglican Diocese, including health centers and a 4-storage Ebenezer house, still under construction, among others.
Strengthen our relationship between them and us, and we shall continue to work together on different things, building the kingdom of God. So this visit has been so wonderful, and we shall continue to work together and exchange ideas.
The Right Reverend Odei Anani commended Mityana Anglican Diocese for the developmental initiatives and structures in place, and encouraged them to continue spreading the word of God, support underprivileged and the elderly.
To begin with, as I've been here today, the Bishop and I will exchange contact, and then we'll be corresponding with each other, and then we'll take it up from there. And as maybe we invite him to come and visit us.
Moving on, in more news, Gulu University and the UN World Food Programme have signed a memorandum to boost food security among the refugee and host communities in northern Uganda. This was during a meeting held at Gulu University with University Vice-Chancellor Professor George Lada and delegates from the UN World Food Programme. Take a look.
Gulu University have entered into partnership to foster livelihood, smart climate change programming and social protection beside the ongoing feeding program with refugees.
You know, the idea is that here we have the knowledge and expertise of at the universities, and World Food Program is basically want to tap that knowledge and expertise in with the aim of really helping the WFP's mandate of having a zero hunger. So that's why we are here today signing that MOU with the University of Gulu.
According to the UN World Food Programme Country Representative Abdurrahman Maiga, this agreement comes at the time when there is a challenge with funding to feed over 1.4 million refugees in Uganda.
Almost 1.4 million refugees. Almost 950,000 refugees are in this region, in Gulu and in West Nile. The rest are in Southwest. So obviously it is a big responsibility for international community to continuously feed and provide assistance to the refugees.
The Vice Chancellor, Gulu University, Professor George Openjoro Lada, says this partnership is to act as a unifying factor between refugees and the host communities.
I would appeal to all organizations working with refugees community in this region to come and emulate what World Food Programme is done, because it helps us to avoid duplication and resource wastage.
Lamu Resident District Commissioner Hosbon Ocheng says this is to also support the district in planning.
The kind of settlement which we have in Lamu is a very unique one, where an individual is given some piece of land to settle on. So this other small section left is for you to farm and also ensure that you till and plant something. So this one is going to work and help us sensitize the people and see that you have food. Because waiting for food ratio, and right now with the post-COVID situation, most of these international organizations do not have the funding.
Francis Otim, a food scientist, says being a research-based institution, these agreements will benefit both the university and students by providing a practical research ground.
It is going to promote research, and secondly, it's going to improve on the knowledge of the students of Gulu University, because once you get the opportunity to go and work in a camp, you will get to face set conditions there that will make you, in one or the other, creatively or innovatively apply what you have learned in school there.
According to Professor George Openjoro, this project will help alleviate the dependency syndrome among the refugees, hence become agents of change once they return to their respective countries. Story compiled by Okello Stephen for UBC News.
And lastly, before we take our short commercial break, Uganda Muslim Supreme Council has denied allegations that the Supreme Council headquarters was forcefully closed yesterday, with Mufti Shaban Mubajje ordered to leave office over court ruling by Mengo Court Chief Magistrate. Now, this was revealed by Uganda Muslim Supreme Council Public Relations Officer Ashraf Ziwa Mvawala earlier today in Kampala. Juma prayers were also held normally this Friday, and we have a detailed report from Ivan Juko.
This is Uganda Muslim Supreme Council headquarters at Old Kampala, where security was beefed up following the threat by court bailiffs to close any business at the facility recently. The development followed a legal team of Luele, Luanyaga and company advocates that wanted to present court's ruling of the applicants Ewanu Haji Hassan Basajja Balaba, Senate Humar and other two, versus Uganda Muslim Supreme Council and His Eminence Sheikh Shaban Ramadan Mubajje, the respondents, challenging the man Basajja Balaba was stopped from vying for the post of speakership.
To inform the public that yesterday there was kind of like a commotion which was caused by a certain group of errant individuals within our community who are claiming that they had come to submit kind of like a court ruling stopping Uganda Muslim Supreme Council from operating. Backed by supporters, the legal team had anticipated to hand over the ruling by Mengo Court Chief Magistrate Talisuna Patrick Ingereza, only to be stopped by security. Friday morning,
It was business as usual at the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council Oli Kampala, and all allegations over closure of the headquarters were refuted.
Uganda Muslim Supreme Council last year, we held elections. Reaching at the assembly, the first thing they do is to elect their national chairman, whom we call the speaker. That aspect, 4 candidates raised up. They wanted to hotly contested that chair. Among them was Haji Basajja Balaba. Haji Basajja Balaba had previously held the same position. Unfortunately, he didn't complete his term, was successfully impeached. So according to the constitution, he was not supposed to contest for the same seat. In his, with the powers entrusted on him by the constitution, His Eminence the Mufti, who was chairing the session, raised up that issue that one of the candidates, who was Basajja Balaba, was not eligible.
The public relations officer, Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, Ashraf Zuwamvawala, condemned the ruling made by Mengo Court Chief Magistrate, yet they have never been summoned.
We are even wondering how the judge erroneously can reach that point of making such rulings, which is purely, first of all, it is purely violates the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, which stipulates freedom of worship. Secondly, it is unapplicable. How can you stop Muslims, the entire population of 10 million people, from holding prayers? More or less even magistrate court. So that is the reason why we are going to, of course, we are going to petition the principal judge to see that even the judge has to be investigated.
Jummah prayers conducted every Friday are a must for staunch Muslims, and it hasn't been any different this Friday afternoon. Talking to reporters, Sheikh Obedi Kamlegia condemned all those that were involved in Thursday's fracas.
Situgana bwaba musa naye gwe bakugamba ekigambo njaakum fasikum binaba fatabayyan bwe tugenda mu makooti tugenda tuwoleza omuntu ateyetegereza ebigambo naye mu nnaku bbiri wootegereza oti ebyobusiraamu byonna muveemu n'ekiragiro ekigamba nti baggalewo ye constitution y'obusiraamu wagisomyeko olwo ogamba ensenga abasiraamu bayombye bakola batya.
Uganda Muslim Supreme Council confirms they won't be moved by any allegations and business will keep moving on normally. I'm Ivan Juko for UBC News.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Phone battery full.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Kabote Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Kabote deal this Christmas and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Kabote Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN. Regulated by UCC.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Mbara and Jinja.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial star 149 star 10 hash to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial star 149 star 10 star 5 hash. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial star 149 star 10 hash to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Capital Shoppers. We have a variety of items like gift hampers, foods, garments, cosmetics, and all sorts of drinks. Enjoy your shopping experience this festive season at affordable prices in our fully stocked branches in the following areas: in Tinder Stretcher Road, opposite Makere Business School along Port Bell Road, Duster Street opposite Nakasero Market, and Garden City on Yusuf Lule Road. At Capital Shoppers, we offer you value for your money. To all our customers and suppliers, we thank you for your continuous support. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Over the years, we've dreamed to get onto the world stage. We've had that dream crushed. We've witnessed a total defeat of what could have been our greatest moment. We've felt our spirits go up, only to take a hard fall. We've had our fires burn out and leave only scars. We've seized the wind and had it pulled from our grasp. We've seen pain and we've seen loss of the last fragments of hope. But we are made of resilience, and resilience never stops dreaming. So we will dream even bigger with the Cranes Cup Bowl 2026. Together, let's take Uganda to the next FIFA World Cup.
Together, let's take Uganda to the next FIFA World Cup. For every Now Special you buy, we will give 50 shillings to the Uganda Cranes 2026 fund. You will also get the chance to choose how the Cranes Cup Bowl contributions are spent. Now Special, official beer of the FIFA World Cup and official beer partner of the Uganda Cranes.
Alcohol is not for sale to persons under 18. Please drink responsibly.
The Uganda Small Scale Industries Association USSIA is a business member organization for micro, small and medium industrialists that has been in existence since 1979 with over 10,000 members and 16 regional offices countrywide. USSIA's core purpose is to enhance competitiveness through development, promotion, policy and advocacy for micro, small and medium enterprises. Find us at USSIA Building, Umasho Grounds, Lugogo, or call us on 0414 574 527, 0774 130 454, or 0782 173 086.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. You're still watching UBC News Tonight, and it's just 24 minutes to 9 p.m. Still going, Kibiro Salt Mining Gardens in the Bunyoro sub-region demonstrates a unique example of an industry that has sustained its people for generations. The community that lives on the shores of Lake Albert have depended on rudimentary salt mining practice for its livelihood in exchange of salt and fish for food. In this feature story, we take you to the scenic villages of Kibiro and explore the unique mining activity as Sigoa and Juma report.
This is Kibiro salt producing village located on the shores of Lake Albert in the Western Rift Valley. The salt producing village demonstrates a unique example of an industry which has sustained its people for more than 1,000 years and continues to do so, perhaps for posterity, from fishing on Lake Albert.
Kikaru kinu kikairohe miaka kitakumanywa kurungi chunka hati akaire kanu tukozere kurungi kuija.
Kibiro has been there for so many years. We commend you for coming here to put our historical place on the world map. In Kibiro, we have a tourist attraction, the Salt Gardens. If you go back to the history, you find out that this salt production process has been there for centuries.
Historia kutugambira sofa hati gwakakorwa miaka 9 guroho.
An aerial shot shows the village with women and children busy at work. Generations of the people of Kibiro have depended on the production of ash salt, which is obtained by recycling residual earth with fresh soil, which is spread on salt gardens for the salty water to get absorbed by capillary system.
Like most of the women in this area, I work in the salt gardens. We harvest the salty soil every day and go through a rigorous process to produce salt and take to the market. The salt production process keeps us busy for a whole month.
Although the men of this area are not involved in the salt mining process, they appreciate the efforts of the women.
Salt mining is done by the women and children, but us men, we are involved in fishing. For sure, the salt mining process is too long and laborious. The fishing activities and salt production are very important economic activities for our people in Kibiro.
Kibiro Salt Mining Gardens forms an important cultural site which has combined both archaeology and ethnography through time in the production of ash salt.
We want to welcome more tourists to come and visit this gem. It's really a gem. It's one of a kind. It's how we make salt from soil. It's so exciting. These women make salt. The salt is sold to people. So we expect that the source of income, their household income is going to increase, and it will improve on their standards of living.
It is one of the rich cultural and heritage sites that the Sites and Monuments Department under the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities is promoting as one of the top cultural and heritage sites in Uganda. Besides such sites being of historical importance, Uganda's tourism sector is yet to fully harness their potential.
One unique thing that Uganda can sell to the rest of the world that is not in the rest of the parts of the world is the culture and the heritage we have, because it is only found in Uganda. Whereas you can find wildlife elsewhere, you may not find our culture and heritage in the rest of the world. So it is a unique selling point, though it's underdeveloped, attracts currently fewer people.
Let's popularize sites, heritage resources to our stakeholders, to our country, so that they may understand, so that we may all go together as a team and decide on what we can develop that will benefit, as our constitution says, that will bring the well-being of all Ugandans.
Historical places globally are known for offering visual treat and soul-stirring experience to history lovers and tourists alike. Dennis Igoa and Juma Samba for UBC News.
Thank you so much, Dennis Igoa and Juma, for that wonderful story on how women make salt in this day and age. Now, medics and the Islamic Medical Association, in other news of Uganda, have been urged to find God in their line of duty. This has been disclosed by IMAO President Professor Majid Kajimu during elections of the association's Kampala branch leaders in Watuba, Wakiso district. We have a detailed report on this story.
Medics and the Islamic Medical Association of Uganda have elected their new Kampala branch leaders with a call to incorporate God in their line of service. The president of the Islamic Medical Association of Uganda, Dr. Majid Kajimu, made the remarks at the association hospital in Watuba, Wakiso district, where Dr. Umar Kagombe was elected association chairman, Kampala branch.
As it is in our national motto, in the services that we are giving to our communities, whichever profession you are in medicine, without God, I think everybody knows that you can't be a good health professional without making use of the wisdom that God has given you to treat our population. So it's important that we emphasize that point and encourage all health care professionals. That's where IMAO comes in, Islamic Medical Association of Uganda, comes in to train and to encourage and remind our Muslim health professionals and even other health professionals to use their religion, to use their gods as they serve the communities.
Professor Kajimu called upon Imau leaders to register on the Imau website for branches to identify their challenges.
Because we want dini, as we call it in our local languages, dini to be incorporated within our healthcare services. Because din means mpisa in our local language, which means good behaviors. A health profession without good behaviors, I think, is not welcome in this country. So I think I encourage our leaders in Kampala district and all other districts to remind our communities and have more education sessions to serve the communities better by using the strength of their faith, their religions, to be able to provide better services to our communities.
The incoming chairperson, Islamic Medical Association of Uganda, Kampala branch, Dr. Umar Kagombe said, focus is to be put on mobilization, skilling of health providers, and roadmaps for implementing medical camps around Kampala.
In Imau, we have had very significant interventions, especially in the fight against HIV and AIDS. We have built capacity, so we want to leverage on all this experience to collaborate with government and other health sector players in confronting the health challenges that the country faces, including the Ebola, massive awareness of the communities, even including in worshiping places like mosques and churches, and conducting outreach programs. We hope to reach so many people and create massive awareness about these diseases.
Parents were also warned about the increasing cases of eczema in children attributed to pollution and perfumes. Dr. Malik Sempereza, a skin specialist, recommended parents to buy cotton clothes for their children.
Avoid giving the child oral prednisolone or dexamethasone, because most people easily prescribe the steroids. Now, when you ingest the steroids, they tend to cause really severe withdrawal symptoms, apart from all other side effects that they have. So to me, I always insist that patient safety comes first.
Dr. Kagombe replaced Dr. Mustafa Mukasa and will be at the helm of the Imau Kampala branch for 2 years. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Stanbic Bank Uganda has unveiled a financial relief package campaign whose benefits include up to 75 days grace period and 84-month repayment for customers who take new personal loans. The 90-day campaign, dubbed Wumulaka Stress, is mainly designed for parents, schools and suppliers ahead of the start of the 2023 academic year. The initiative aims at relieving those who are stressed by the beginning of the year financial needs and the recent COVID-19 financial turndown. Take a look.
Say Stanbic is launching or unveiling a financial relief package.
Stanbic Bank Uganda has rolled out a financial relief package campaign running from this month until April 2023 and targets parents, schools and suppliers.
Those who can qualify will be able to borrow money unsecured, absolutely unsecured, of up to 250 million shillings.
So you have women in business borrowing at 15.5%, yet minimum should be 19.
Medical workers, business women and teachers are also to access cheaper loans. The initiative, dubbed Wumulaka Stress campaign, will cater for Stanbic account holders and non-account holders.
I want to assure you that even when you don't have a salary account with us today, you can still enjoy all these benefits. So all you need to do is open an account with us today and then instruct your employer to transfer your salary to Stanbic Bank.
Stanbic Bank as Executive Director and Head of Business Banking, Kyomugisha, rolled out the campaign and stressed that customers will enjoy up to 75 days of repayment grace period on new loans, repayment afterwards of up to 7 years with no agreement fees.
Uganda as a whole will grow her growth. We really want to see this economy
jump-started, and of course our ability to spend money is part of what jump-starts our economy.
The initiative, which also covers top-ups, between January and April 2023, will offer collateral-free loans within 24 hours with a repayment period of 2 school terms with no agreement fees. School owners can access up to 500 million shillings of the loan.
Every Christmas we have a good time. Actually, in my home they call it Kubisa money because you eat a lot more than you usually eat. And we all know that every January we struggle, but somehow every January comes and we still struggle.
Mugisha, who was franked by senior managers at Stanbic Bank, also said the school suppliers will be able to access up to 200 million shillings collateral-free loans within 24 hours and repay within 6-month period of no arrangement fees. Customers with expensive loans in other banks can also transfer them to Stanbic Bank and benefit from the Wumulaka Straits campaign.
Our businesses, we can start the year with less stress.
Lydia Chomkama, UBC News.
Knight Frank, one of Uganda's leading sector players in the real estate management industry of Uganda, has released a Kampala market performance review. The results show that some sectors of the housing and real estate industry of Uganda are experiencing elastic changes as detailed in this report. Watch.
More and more tenants in the AB class malls under Kent are shifting from Kampala into budding middle-class town centers like Chira, Najera and Naria.
The more developers actually build out of the town, maybe the demand will actually also increase in those areas. But right now the demand is focused on those areas because I believe that's where most of the office spaces are actually also located.
And very little of that space is for leasing to other people other than government agencies. So there's still a gap in terms of best-in-class office space. And I think this is an opportunity to investors and those with offices in the pipeline to try to make sure whatever they're working on, the office they're trying to bring onto the market should meet the need of the kind of occupier they're looking at.
The H2 2022 Kampala Market Performance Review report reveals that high-class properties, especially in Kampala, continue to rise up, recording a 2.66% growth in occupancy.
We feel that there are certain things that government could do to make the lives of investors in the real estate sector slightly easier. The first one is to do with UNBS, for example. We strive very hard to bring retailers into the country. International accreditations are not accepted. ISO standard certifications are not accepted. But if those are not, then what is?
Till today, commercial banks continue to mortgage assets of business owners who have defaulted on their loans.
We can't really continue subsidizing. As you know, during COVID, the COVID years, we subsidized a lot of the rents. We gave a lot of rent reductions. We gave a lot of discounts on rent, taking into account what was happening as a result of the pandemic. And we believe that those interventions that we put in 2020 and 2021 is one of the reasons why the retailers are surviving today and are managing to actually continue trading.
By December 2022, over 5,000 properties had been advertised for sale in local newspapers. Oil and gas projects have already started influencing real estate development in the Albertine region, but the impact is yet to be reported. Wadulo Mark Arnold, UBC News in Kampala.
In more business stories, traders in Kampala and metropolitan areas have commended online business platforms in place, saying they'll go a long way in promoting a cheaper and more convenient business environment. The traders, however, appeal to government to support them in this digital world by reducing taxes on smartphones, data and computers to enable them continue using the online business platforms for their businesses.
The business community all over the world has embraced the use of ICT in conducting and promoting their businesses. Today, online trading has seen many businesses thrive, with many traders in Uganda joining the digital era bandwagon.
Whoever is in Juba will no longer buy anything in Kampala.
because of the prices. Comparing the prices which are in Juba for those who bring their goods direct from Dubai or from China to Southern Sudan direct.
Okulaba nga abeera n'essimu eya smart awo benga asobola okukolerako emirimu gye gyonna. Naye tusaba gavumenti bwe kiba kisoboka essimu eza smart ensale n'ebbeeyi abantu bonna babenga basobola ozzigula babenga basobola okukola emirimu babenga
so alina okuyamba n'asalako ku musolo muzeeyi ayinza tukolera okulabika nga bizinesi zaffe ziyimirirawo bulungi.
According to statistics, over 4.5 million Ugandans have access to smartphone and computers, although many can't use them to operate their businesses to fight poverty. However, there is light at the end of the tunnel as the introduction of Shop With Me online platform from Sweden takes root in Uganda. Anders Andersson is the director of Shop With Me online platform.
Eye-opener for everyone, so everyone can be a social commerce entrepreneur, an online entrepreneur. That's why I think it's important with strong leaders who forward the word and the concept to others. We are not focused on Kampala, we are focused on all Uganda. It doesn't matter what part of the country you are in. Important is as well, since we are doing online business, we also need to have goods. You have a lot of...
He commended government of Uganda for creating an enabling and conducive environment for investors to conduct their businesses. Uganda businessmen have been advised to utilize the available online platforms to develop socially and economically. Joseph Oko and Salon Kasibande, UBC.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Phone battery full.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Kabote Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Kabote deal this Christmas and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Kabote Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN. Regulated by UCC.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Mbara and Jinja.
The Uganda Small Scale Industries Association USSIA is a business member organization for micro, small and medium industrialists that has been in existence since 1979 with over 10,000 members and 16 regional offices countrywide. USSIA's core purpose is to enhance competitiveness through development, promotion, policy and advocacy for micro, small and medium enterprises. Find us at USSIA Building, Umasho Grounds, Lugogo, or call us on 0414 574 527, 0774 130 454 or 0782 173 086.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift, buy or give.
Get freaky too!
go! Dial star 149 star 10 hash to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial star 149 star 10 star 5 hash. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial star 149 star 10 hash to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Now, as we come to the end of the bulletin, the African Nations Championship CHAN 2022 tournament begins today on the 13th of January 2023 in Algeria, with the hosts playing against Libya in the opening match. The hosts will hope for a positive start to the tournament when they face 2014 winners Libya at the Nelson Mandela Stadium in Baraki. Uganda Cranes will be looking to advance from the group stages for the first time on their 6th CHAN appearance and second under Mitchell. The Cranes begin their campaign Saturday, 14th of January 2023 against two-time champions and neighbors DR Congo. Coach Mitchell believes that they now have the foundation following the build-up games and shall only be polishing in the last days leading to the tournament. The tournament will be played from the 13th of January to the 4th of February 2023 when the finals will be played. Matches throughout the tournament will be held in the cities of Baraki, Annaba, Constantine and Oran. Let me leave you with the videos from the opening ceremony.